Have you ever had a sub ask for more intensity, yet they resist when you try to show more dominance? Are you the subtype who can relate, but you're not sure why you do it? If so, stay tuned because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what causes this confusing pushback and how to overcome it. I have found that there are primarily two reasons that submissives will do this, and when you understand these reasons, navigating these rough waters with your dominance isn't just possible, but profoundly effective. You see, trauma directly impacts our ability to experience connection, especially intimate emotional connections and sex. Because if you're watching this video, you've likely encountered the maddening moment where your submissive claims they want more of your dominance, but when you show up in that energy, they buck you. They resist, and your attempt at showing more leadership often makes things worse, not better. Can you relate? Because many dominants come to me so frustrated and confused by this apparent contradiction. But there is a very logical explanation, and in my experience, it really all boils down to one of two reasons, which we'll see in the following case study with Jack and Jill. Jack and Jill are in a dom-sub relationship, and Jill desperately wants more of a power gap in order to check out of her head. You see, Jill works as a security officer, but she doesn't just work security. She works security at a men's prison. And in an attempt to facilitate the mental and emotional release Jill wants and needs through sexual submission, Jack established an evening ritual for her every day after work. Come home, get naked, get the butt plug, kneel before him, and offer the butt plug and lube for insertion. Once inserted, Jill is to remain nude and make a quick dinner for her and Jack, and then Jack determines the subsequent activities for the night with a sharp end before bed so they can get up and get ready for an early morning. However, after just a couple nights of this, Jack quickly saw this plan backfire and came to me for help. Why? If you see the missed opportunities here, leave a comment so we can talk about it. But essentially, this plan backfired for the same reason so many of my well-intended dominants encounter. Think about it. Jill, for her own safety and well-being, must be situationally aware to the point of hypervigilance every day. She must be hard, cold, and unyielding in her energy. She cannot show softness, tenderness, or empathy in any way that would indicate weakness or make her a target. Jill must be in her masculine all day, every day. And in this context, consider dominant energy to be masculine and submissive energy to be feminine in the sense of softness and openness. All right? Even biologically speaking, the masculine is hard and ready to take charge and penetrate, whereas the female body becomes soft and open when she's ready to receive. Therefore, you cannot expect a woman who is stuck in her masculine to switch into her feminine with nothing but a command and a butt plug. So this ritual did not provide any time for Jill to transition from hard to soft, out of situational awareness to presence in her body, out of cold into warm, out of guarded into receptive. In fact, this ritual did the opposite. It added more pressure on Jill to be there, essentially perform as a submissive immediately, even though she couldn't yet settle into her submission authentically. And this is why I've created my new Mindful Mastery bundle on Patreon to help you move your submissive into authentic subspace without any social anxiety or performance pressure. I'll walk you through an easy 7-step system for creating after-work rituals with a list of 25 subtle transitional cues to get you started. With this bundle, you'll also get access to my exclusive Catharsis Masterclass, a full 90-minute deep dive into leveraging erotic domination for mental health benefits and anxiety relief for 50% off. Just go over to patreon.com/LXerotica to download this new bundle now. So, Here's what happened to Jill and what happens to so many of you submissives when you don't get this mental and emotional processing time. When Jill was presented with this ritual, she complied even though she wasn't ready for it because she wanted the mental and emotional escape of subspace. So she forced her body and nervous system through a physical and sexual act, in this case, the butt plug, that will ultimately cause a greater degree of dysregulation. This is often what you perceive dominance when you say that your domination backfired. When our nervous system is dysregulated, like Jill was in this example, our coping mechanisms are activated. And for many of us, this means disassociating from the body or using substances or activities to numb out as means of disassociation. What does all this mean? The less present we are in our body, the less connection to our partner and physical pleasure we're able to feel. This, by the way, is why many women claim they are unable to experience orgasm when in reality there are just layers upon layers of emotional and psychological barriers that are creating physical numbness. And if you'd like me to discuss that more in a future video, just comment and let me know. But nervous system dysregulation isn't the only barrier to erotic energy and subspace. As many of you dominants have experienced, attachment styles play a big role in how submissives respond to dominance when triggered. Dismissive avoidant submissives may go nonverbal, ghost, isolate and avoid, or neglect their normal rules, rituals, and protocols, even showing signs of anger when pushed too hard, or voicing feelings of being controlled or experiencing the anxiety of expectation. Anxious, preoccupied submissives might enter alpha sub mode, seeking out unrequested tasks. Their OCD tendencies may become activated, prompting cleaning or organizational binges, where they fixate on minor irrelevant details and are driven by perfectionism. And this often results in spiraling anxiety at any misstep or correction from the dominant, creating a cycle of people-pleasing, self-betrayal, and burnout. Option 3, though, when you're dealing with submissives with chaotic attachment, fearful avoidant is also a term for it. It's a combination of the previous two, and so this style really can feel like an emotional roller coaster where the submissive manifests push-pull behaviors in the extreme, like going to great lengths to make the dominant's favorite meal, set an elegant table, and dress to impress as an act of fawning, yet go into a fit of rage, tears, or both, storming out and going silent for days at the smallest hint of rejection or correction to their presentation. Have any of you dominants or submissives experienced this before? Because a few of the most common ways trauma and complex PTSD will show up are anxiety, depression, overthinking, rumination, option paralysis, ADD, ADHD, social isolation, difficulty with executive functions like planning, organizing, and prioritizing, and a lack of motivation or consistency. And these reasons that I just listed are precisely the driving factors behind why triggered or traumatized submissives will still ask for more dominance. Because a wider power gap is perceived as the answer to the problem. It's a subconscious request for the dominant to be stronger than the trigger and lead the submissive out of their activated state. This conveys a profound sense of being seen, that the dominant is present enough to perceive your pain and powerful enough to pull you from the pit. And for submissives with wounds from neglect, isolation, abandonment, bullying, and betrayal, this is the most profound statement of love, acceptance, and safety you could offer. But as well-intended as many dominants are, the attempt at pulling the submissive from the pit through more authority doesn't seem to work, despite what their partner claims. Why? Well, that's exactly what we're diving into in the next video. So be sure you're subscribed and have those notifications turned on, because I'm going to break down my simple 3-step system that will end this cycle of confusion and start a new flow of attractive authority and enticing leadership in your relationship.